Our first location is going to be Dunluce Castle. It dates back to the 13th century. Two main families involved. Firstly, the McQuillans held the castle, but they had it taken from them by the MacDonald clan. In particular, a man called Sorty Boy MacDonald. During his time at Dunluce Castle, there was a great storm. A part of the castle fell away. The part that fell away was the kitchen, with the loss of 9 chefs' lives. There was only 10 chefs at the time. The smallest young boy, his life was saved because he was sitting on a stool right in the corner of the kitchen. When this happened, Sorty Boy's wife would no longer stay at Dunluce Castle. They packed the family up, moved way up our coastline to Glenarm Castle. He became the first Earl of Antrim. We're now on the 10th Earl of Antrim. He is a direct descendant of this man. The castle was used as Castle Greyjoy in Game of Thrones, but not how we see it. CGI. They used the base of this castle and put in place what they wanted. Sitting in behind the castle, you'll see a beach that marks the town of Portrush. Along the top of the beach is a grassed area, Royal Portrush Golf Club, the home to open next year. We're getting all the top golfers in the world here. They did hold it here in 2019. We had all the top golfers in the world here. Very big event for the country. I actually saw Tiger Woods at the Giants Causeway that week. Not like the rest of us. He was getting a private tour of the place. It's the only person I've ever heard of that being done for. As we're travelling along here, you will see Dunluce Castle off to your left. It's not a very good view of it, but where we stop does give you quite a good view. Just to your left now, that is Dunluce Castle. Ain't a very good view. Right guys, we're going to pull up here on the footpath. For your own safety, please stay on the footpath. It's quite a fast moving road. Keep yourself safe. Stay on the footpath, you'll have no issues. This is Dunluce Castle. A causeway from here to Scotland. But the closer he got to Scotland, the more he realised Benandonner was twice his size. This scared Finn McCool, so he run back to his wife Una. Una, What am I going to do? That Benandonner's twice my size. He's gonna kill me. Una, being of superior mind and knowledge, told Finn to hide in the baby's crib. That's what he did. Benandonner turns up, sees this extremely large baby in the baby's crib, and simply says, "But Jesus, if that's the size of Finn McCool's baby, what size must Finn McCool be?" He turns on his heels and he runs back to Scotland, ripping up the causeway as he goes. Finn McCool then jumps up, scoops a piece of land from the centre of Northern Ireland, throws it at Scotland but misses. What he scoops up then fills with water. Now we've got Lough Neagh. What he throws at Scotland is now known as the Isle of Man. If you look at the map of the UK, you will see that Lough Neagh and the Isle of Man are very similar in size and shape. That's the theories. In a moment or so, hopefully you'll see a little island that lies off our coast here called Rathlin Island. It's a bird reserve, mainly puffins. You've also got 150 people live on the island. Strange little place. If you ever got the chance to get across there, you would see children as young as 11 or 12 years old driving the cars on the island. Needless to say, all the cars over there are all beat up and all smashed up. They do keep their good cars at the town of Castle, where we're going to stop for lunch. The reason children can drive cars on the island, there's no police over there. They can do what they want. The island is associated with the former King of Scotland, Robert the Bruce. After the Battle of Perth, which he lost, he went into hiding in a cave in Rathlin. It was here that he noticed a spider spinning a web across the mouth of the cave. Spider kept getting knocked down by the wind, kept getting back up and starting over. This is said to have coined the phrase, "If you don't succeed, try again." Robert the Bruce went back to Scotland and won the Battle of Bannockburn. The island is also associated with a Virgin Media tycoon, Sir Richard Branson. 1987, he was doing a transatlantic balloon journey and he crashed just up the shores of Rathlin Island. Locals there rescued him. In return, he granted them a sum of money to help build a new community centre. What did the locals go and build? Another pub. Best community centre you'll get, I suppose, the pub. Rathlin Island's very recognisable in Game of Thrones. They use it a lot as a backdrop. It's also exactly what you see at the viewing point. Now, normally looking out from the viewing point, you would see Rathlin Island. To the right of it, sitting in behind, the Mull of Kintyre. To the left of it, Islay and quite possibly Jura. These all lie off the Scottish coastline. Just depends on the visibility. This is it off to your left now, guys, and you can see the Mull of Kintyre sitting in behind it. It's in the mist, but still visible. Let's see if I can see Islay and Jura. Alright, just down here a little bit, a few moments. You're going to see the ruins of Dún Laoghaire Castle. It dates back to 500 AD. Don't be getting your hopes up, there's not too much of it left. And just two small walls. And this is exactly where they were filming How to Train Your Dragon. You can see a little white building coming up ahead of us. Just as we go past that, you should see the ruins of Dún Laoghaire Castle. This is it here. You see, not too much of it left. It's the way it sits on the spike of land I quite like. It dates back to 500 AD. And it was sort of the headquarters of an ancient kingdom here called Dún Laoghaire. Now, Dún Laoghaire takes in this corner of Ireland, the nearest corner of Scotland. Actually, Dún Laoghaire Castle was where St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland, was meant to be ordained as a priest. Strange little fact about Rathlin Island, they have 4 lighthouses on it. The one on the very left-hand side is actually upside down, meaning the light is on the bottom. They had to do that to keep the lights equal height. And the left-hand side is higher than the other. And going over the next little ridge out to our left, you'll see a white church. Now, what would be the chances that when Game of Thrones were filming here, Brad Pitt would be here at the same time? Locals in this area were all saying that Brad Pitt was going to be in Game of Thrones. He obviously wasn't. He used that little church for the lost city of Zed. It just so happens the roadway down past it leads to Ballantoy Harbour. Game of Thrones used that as their islands, at the port of Pike. And you can see a smaller little island just sort of in behind the white church. That is called Sheep Island. It's called Sheep Island because back when Vikings were raiding here, locals would have put their sheep across on the island to try and stop the Vikings coming ashore. Didn't matter, they still did, but that's how it gets its name. Once again, very recognisable in Game of Thrones as a backdrop.